What's up, y'all? Clean Cuts the One back with another video. In this one, we're going to talk about gloves. A lot of you guys have been talking about gloves. You've been contemplating gloves, especially a bunch of you barber students that are new to the industry, that are new to hair cutting, that are in school kind of getting your feels. I know you see a lot of barbers that are wearing gloves, and you see a lot of barbers that aren't wearing gloves. So it's definitely something worth addressing. If you go back in my videos, I addressed it a long time ago as a student. I covered a lot of the talking points with regards to wearing gloves. But now that we're 3 years in, right? Went to school for 1 year. I've been a professional licensed barber for almost 2 years, and I've been wearing gloves the whole time. So I want to give you a full informed perspective on gloves. I want to talk to you about the different kinds of gloves. I want to show you which gloves I use, and then I'm going to show you the secret, because I know you guys are trying to find which gloves are the best ones. I've got the answer. All right, so a lot of people are like, what's the point of wearing gloves? I don't understand why people are wearing gloves. Once again, I'm not recommending that you wear gloves, but I am a barber that does wear gloves, so I'm going to share with you my experience on what it's like to wear gloves, why I wear gloves, what the benefits of wearing gloves are, both for me and for my client. So first of all, let's start with the reason that I chose first to wear gloves. It's different. Wearing gloves sets you apart. In an industry that's becoming more and more saturated by the day with student barbers, with regular barbers, and I'm talking about to clients. I'm not talking about on Instagram. Gloves will set you apart in a barbershop where nobody wears gloves. It's almost like it's subliminal, right? When somebody comes into the shop, you're the only barber in the shop wearing gloves. People tend to notice that. It will at least command just a couple seconds of the client's attention towards you when they walk in if they're scanning all the barbers. You know, especially a first-time client who's trying to figure out, who do I want to cut my hair? Because let's face it, clients come in, they look people in, they judge them based on their appearance, on who they want to cut their hair. That's just a fact. So when you're wearing gloves, it definitely makes you stand out. You look different than other barbers who aren't wearing gloves. Because I would say that the majority of barbers do not wear gloves. And that's okay, no problem. The second reason, the biggest reason, the most important reason why I personally wear gloves is when I was in school, I found out that I get hair splinters. And I know everybody gets hair splinters at some point. I don't get hair splinters like other people. It's like my pores are like huge gaping holes that hairs can get in. If you're not familiar with what a hair splinter is, it's just when you're cutting hair, hair flies in the air and it will land on your hand, and it will literally land inside your pore, causing irritation, discomfort, and sometimes it can lead to infection. I've seen some pretty gruesome pictures of what can happen when somebody gets an infection from a hair splinter. It's a real thing, guys. And for me personally, when I get a hair splinter, it's very easy. I can't go through a haircut without getting 3 or 4 hair splinters. And when I do get a hair splinter, everything has to stop. It costs me time, and we know that time is money, and I have to stop cutting the hair until the hair splinters are removed because it's so irritating. I just can't deal with it. So I started wearing gloves, and I found that it kept me from getting hair splinters. I'll even say, like, my pores are so wide open. When I'm wearing gloves, sometimes I'll be going with the clippers, and like a client's hair will land like on the inside of my arm. I even get hair splinters here. So I might just be more susceptible, but I know that if I'm getting hair splinters like that, I'm not the only one. So if you're getting hair splinters like that, you might want to consider cutting with gloves. Let's talk about another reason. When I'm wearing gloves, I'm operating around a client's face, right? All of the orifices, right? Their eyes, their nose, their mouth, and their ears, these are gateways to the internal part of their body. So anything that goes in here, like germs, microbes, anything that gets in these areas, right, can make you susceptible to illness, sickness, germs, things like that. So another benefit of wearing gloves is when I'm around the client's eyes, because we perform facials, when I'm around the client's mouth, when I've got my trimmers and I'm using my finger as a fulcrum to trim mustaches, where I've got my hand on their face next to their nose while I'm tapping down, or if I'm, because I'm constantly touching the client's face with my trimmers, for sure, on my beard trims. It's a protective layer. The client can feel confident that there's nothing that's on my hands that's going to get in the face. Now, I hope if you guys aren't wearing gloves, I'm hoping that you guys are keeping sanitizer on your station, that you guys are using it often, that if you're smoking cigarettes, you're not coming in the client's face with cigarette fingers and all that stuff. I'm proud to say we have a smokeless shop. There's nobody in my shop that smokes cigarettes. I've got 2 more barbers lined up to come in, and they're smoke-free. I'm very proud of my smoke-free shop. You're not going to smell cigarettes from a barber in my shop. And I encourage you guys, if you're smoking, please do yourself a favor. Try to vape, try to quit, whatever you got to do, because cigarettes are killing people, man. You guys want to live. You want to be there for your kids. So that's another rant. Let me get back on the subject. So the gloves are an added layer of protection. And it's also for me, because when I'm messing around mustaches, we know, let's just keep it real, sometimes there's food, right? You don't know how clean the client is, and the client might be a cigarette smoker. So when I'm putting my hands around your face, I don't have to worry about what's in your beard. I don't have to worry about what's on your face, what mayonnaise didn't get wiped off, and you don't have to worry about if my hands are clean. So mentally, it makes me feel better about what I'm doing. I'm not as necessarily like scared to go in, because there are some times when clients come in. I've specifically got an older gentleman who always comes in with food in his mustache, and really it's not appealing to me to want to get in there. So my gloves add a layer of protection that let me just go in there, do my job, and I don't have to make him feel uncomfortable. The client feels comfortable about me touching their face, and I can feel comfortable about going in and messing with them. So that's another added benefit. Now, one of the cons that I hear about all the time is people who wear gloves are concerned about their shear cutting, right? Because a lot of times, you guys know, when you're cutting hair, you guys are familiar with, you cut and you lay your shear on top, and then when you do that, if the glove is sticking up just a little bit, you'll cut your glove. Is that a problem? Yes, depending on what kind of gloves you're using and what your shear technique is like. And, ow. Those are 2 very important factors. Now, in the beginning, you probably will cut your gloves, but if you're using the wrong kind of gloves, then you're probably going to cut them every time. There's one kind of glove that I recommend, and one kind only, because of the form, the function, and the price. So I'm going to show you guys that. But before we talk about the right kind of glove, let's talk about the wrong kind of glove. The wrong kind of glove is the one that's most widely available. You would think that with all these barbers that are wearing gloves, because there's quite a few on Instagram and YouTube that are putting out some really killer haircuts, and they're wearing gloves. What kind of gloves are they wearing, and where are they getting them? Well, if you're going to Sally's Beauty Supply and your regular beauty supplies, you're going to see something like this, which is cool. I just paid $12 for this box of gloves, and I made sure to check that they got a return policy, because I'm taking these back. But for demonstrative purposes, we're going to open it up, and I did check to see if it's okay if I open this up, do this review, bring them back, and get my money back. They said it's okay. I am a medium-sized hand, pretty average. I don't have big hands. I've got pretty average hands. If you're used to these gloves, these are the Salon Care vinyl gloves. They got a real plasticky type texture, and they don't stretch a lot, and they're mainly used for color. Now, if you're an average size hand, I've seen a lot of barbers going to get and see, like, there's the first problem right there. Try to pull it on, boom. The problem is, if you have a medium-sized hand and you get medium-sized vinyl gloves, they're going to hang off of your hand. They're not going to function. Like, they're just going to be everywhere. So you got to get small gloves. You got to go a size down on these vinyl gloves. And then you got to work to put them on. You got to make sure that they get on, right? And then, once you've got them on, are these functional? Maybe. It's a pretty tight fit. It looks like it might work. But this right here, it looks like you need to be getting ready to do some color or something like that. And again, man, one snip with the razor. Let's just go ahead and put a pair of these on. You gotta... The struggle's real with these. And once again, if you're struggling this hard to get your gloves on, remember, time's money. And you got to do this, and you got to... Now, and also at $11 a box, you get 100 gloves. That's 50 pairs for $11.99 plus tax. So really, you're looking at like $12.25. I don't have my receipt on me to show you. But once you get these on, right, and you spent the time and you spent the money, if by chance, when it comes time to do your shear work, if you do snip your glove, let's just see, got a little snip there, it's over. A little snip like that right there will very soon become a rip, and it's done. Once you get one of these, you're done. Also, my hands feel really constricted. These are not the kind of gloves you want. It's just, you can't count on them. There's no flexibility. The next kind of glove that's widely available is the 2 black reusable latex gloves, right? This is 2 gloves for $1.99. It says they're reusable, but if you're not sanitizing, first of all, these have a slightly porous surface. These are not ideal either. These are definitely 4-color. Now, while they do stretch, you don't really have to worry about them tearing, right? They look like they're ideal. And to be honest, these gloves feel really good on my hand. I feel like I could really work with these. But at $2 per pair, it's just not feasible. There's no way you could do this. And if you cut them, once again, it's over. These are the thickest that I've had, but at $2 for 1 pair, there's no way you can keep them sanitized and disinfected, and it's just, these aren't going to work either. So, I want to show you my gloves. These are the gloves that I wear, and I'm going to show you how to put them on, and I'm going to show you how they work. This is how I put my gloves on. Right? Pull them on like that. Boom. Tight on the wrist. Right? Put them on like this every time. Another benefit is once you're sitting here cutting hair and you put the pomade in and you style the hair, normally you have to wash pomade off your hands. Not with these. You just toss them and you're done. You got clean hands ready to start again. With these, it's much better. You can see that they're tight. You can see that the wrists are tight, right? If by chance you go to cut and you do cut it, guess what? You can get another pair. Because these are $7 a box. $7 for 50 pair. That's pretty expensive when every single client gets a new pair. But you have to think about the return on the investment, right? I'm charging $20 for a haircut currently. In 11 days, I'm going to be charging $25 for a haircut. Clients say, what am I paying for? Why are you raising your prices? Well, that's because every single time I touch your face, you know for a fact I'm sanitized and disinfected. You get a new pair of gloves every time. That's part of what they're paying for. You got to charge what you're worth, and I'm worth what I charge. So, these gloves are the ones to use. Now you're asking yourself, what kind of gloves are these? I'm glad you asked. I've been watching some other companies put out their stuff. Elegance has a pack of gloves. It's pretty cool. It's a little up there on the price. So, what I do is I order these. Dynarex Black Nitrile Examination Gloves. This is what the box looks like. You get 100 of them for $7 when you order 10 boxes at a time. You can do the math on that. It lasts a really long time. And you can go on Amazon. I'm going to put the link in the description for the single boxes if you want to try them out, see how they work. And I'm going to put a link in the description for the bulk boxes. Gloves are important. They're worth talking about. They're worth debating, especially if you're a new barber. If you're a student barber, if you're in school, you don't really know. And to be honest, there's a little breaking in period. It does take, I'm going to say, about 2 or 3 months to get used to, but now I can't cut hair without them. I mean, I'm locked in. I'm a barber that wears gloves. So now you got to ask yourself, are you a barber that wears gloves or not? If you want to be a barber that wears gloves, I recommend maybe you get 1 box of these, try them out, get used to them, see what you think about them. I haven't found another brand of glove that is a good glove that's good for daily, every single day use. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm using. Now, something else that I've got coming up for you guys is I'm going to go over my complete product list. Everything that I've got on my station. I'm going to do every single item. Tell you what I use, why I use it, how I use it, and where you can get it. I'm going to give you quick reviews, real fast. Just let you know what I think about it real fast. Because I've even got some products on my station that I don't use, but I still can't get rid of because just in case. Because just I like the bottle or I like the aesthetic on my station, just to be honest. Hope you guys found this video helpful. Please take a minute to subscribe to the channel. If you've been watching this far, you probably watched a bunch of the videos. If you're just new to the channel, go back and check out some of the old videos. I've been cutting hair professionally for 2 years. I documented my whole entire process through the barber school journey. I've got a ton of reviews on here, and I'm not done. I'm going to keep bringing you everything that I've got. There's a lot of stuff ahead in the journey, so I hope you guys have really been enjoying it. I appreciate you guys following. Hope you guys have got some information. I just want to motivate, encourage, and inspire you guys, so I'm going to keep doing it. Till next time, peace.